where I am now 21 weeks pregnant, only 19 more weeks to go, and this week I am bumping it. Oops, my letters always fall. I am bumping it, guys. I had Thanksgiving with my family, and I think I'm really popping now. People are getting really excited about my belly. Like, oh my gosh, you're actually pregnant, Cassie. It's definitely starting to become more of a reality with my bump really starting to pop. Baby Jay this week is the size of a large banana. This is just from crown to rump though. He is definitely probably bigger than this once you get his full length out. But the size of a large banana, and boy, does that sound good right now. Now, this baby boy in here is so active lately. He has been just kicking up a storm, punching up a storm, and it's actually been so much and so hard that I've actually gotten other family to feel him. It has been so surreal. On Thanksgiving, I got Missy to feel some really good kicks, and actually my nephew Ollie to feel some good kicks, my cousin Jessica. It was really fun to get other people to feel them, because last time we did that, a lot of people couldn't feel him, and it takes a lot of focus that people don't have. But he's been doing bigger kicks, and he's been higher up towards my belly button that I've been able to let other family feel him, and it's been so fun. I can't wait to get more people to feel him, but he's definitely on his own little journey, guys. He is a little stubborn, I think. He doesn't like to kick for other people, just his mama.
And his dad.
And his dad sometimes when you're lucky. So, baby Jay now weighs 13 ounces. That's not what my app says, but that's actually what my doctor told me at my last doctor appointment, that he weighs 13 ounces. He is gaining weight like crazy, and he is just 3 ounces away from being a full pound, which is pretty crazy because I think I'll have myself a big boy. Some of the things that he is doing now is that he's actually tasting the foods that I eat. So kind of what you can think right now is like the foods I eat are foods he might like later, because he's starting to taste them with his own taste buds. And on top of that, he's drinking small amounts of amniotic fluid, which is where he's getting the taste of my food. So if I eat something, like an hour later, he might take a gulp of it in his amniotic fluid, and he will kind of get a taste of what I'm eating, which I thought was like super cool. I need to start eating more vegetables, guys, so he can actually like vegetables. Okay, well, I think it's time to jump into some more of the serious stuff that happened this week. I did leave you guys a bit of a cliffhanger on my last video where we did get news from the doctor, and I have a lot to update you guys. I'm a little bit nervous, but I am gonna tell you guys anyways, so let's just go ahead and jump into the actual information I got from my doctor a couple days ago. I told you guys in my last vlog that a couple weeks ago we had a blood work that we did. It was my second trimester genetic screening that you do, where you just give them blood work. I didn't really at the time understand the blood work or why I was doing it. I simply just do what my doctor tells me because I'm a first-time mom and I don't have a lot of information. But we did get a call. I'm just kind of recapping what I told you guys last time. We did get a call that told us that we were positive for the genetic screening and that we would need to talk to a genetic counselor and also have an ultrasound. And that is where I'm at now. We had the genetic counseling, we had the ultrasound, and I'm going to tell you guys what they told me. And I'm going to go over what the genetic counselor told me first, because that's what I had first. So in the very beginning, I got to the doctor's office and we went to the genetic counselor, and I had a phone call with her.
You went, not me.
Yeah, no, not Carlos, unfortunately. And I just say we, I mean, me and the baby. Me and the baby went. Me and baby Jay.
I'll stay out of it.
Basically, what the genetic counselor told me was that my blood work came back positive, and what it came back positive for was Down syndrome. Apparently, in the blood work, it gives you these ratios where it can tell you this likeliness of your baby having Down syndrome. Now, these ratios can really vary, and it can be very off. It can be very off, basically. I had a ratio of 1 out of 160. So basically what that means is one baby out of 160 of my babies could have Down syndrome. And the cutoff for that is 1 in 200. So anything less than that, they consider higher risk. Obviously, I consider that ratio to be pretty high. So when I heard that, I was like, really not that worried, because I just feel like in that genetic screening, it sounds very vague. It sounds like it's really not that confident of what it is like that's going on. So what my genetic counselor told me was she really made me feel like that she thinks that that ratio they got, that positive test they got on the blood work, was a false positive. Because based on my genetic history, Carlos's genetic history, my age, when I'm pregnant right now, it all just seemed like she's like, I don't think your baby has Down syndrome, But we are going to obviously do some further looks into it. But this is what your stuff said. And so she made me feel confident that it was wrong. And so I definitely went into my ultrasound like, I don't think this is true. I don't think this is what's happening. Obviously, I'm very worried and I was very like upset about it because it just scares me, especially because I'm just so uneducated about that kind of stuff. But that's what my genetic counselor told me. She made me feel pretty good about it. Also, another thing that my genetic counselor told me was that she was just telling me that those tests are super wonky and weird. And that she told me like that when she's pregnant, she's like, I don't even want to do those genetic screening tests because they give you these outrageous ratios that basically kind of just freak out moms, I think. And that's basically what happened to me because when I got the phone call from someone at my doctor's office, they were just like, hey, someone came back positive. I'm sure your baby's fine, but you guys need to go do this thing now. And it's really scary, I think, because they don't tell you a lot of information, and because they can't, I think. And these blood tests, I think, are just really weird. And my genetic counselor was like, if I get pregnant ever, I'm going to skip those and immediately just do an NIPT blood test, which basically tests for those type of things like Down syndrome, and they give you a 99% accuracy of whether or not your baby has it or not. Obviously, even those can still be wrong, but it definitely makes a little bit more sense to me. And I think in the future, I would definitely skip these genetic screenings to save myself the fear that I had and just go straight to these answers, which is basically what I'm waiting for now. But I will tell you guys what happened with my ultrasound now. So as my genetic counselor made me feel really great, I had an ultrasound, and it was basically another anatomy scan. It was literally like another anatomy scan, but this one was way longer. They were looking for very specific things in baby J. They were looking for actual things that like markers that, you know, can show Down syndrome. Some of the things that they really look for that they didn't find in our baby was the thickness with his nuchal fold. I think I'm saying it wrong, but it basically is the thickness behind their neck. It's a really big, it's a very big one that they usually talk about. Dilated brain ventricles is another one that they did not find. Abnormal arteries to the upper extremities, bright spots in the heart, bright bowels, kidney swelling, shortening of his arm bone, an absent nose bone. All those things they did not find in my anatomy scan, which I think made me feel really good. If he has Down syndrome, I feel like they would find some of those things in these. You know, ultrasounds can only show you so much. What they did find a couple things in his ultrasound that was a little bit weird. The main one that is talked about is that he has a short nasal bone right here. Normally a huge marker for Down syndrome is an absent nose bone, but also it could be a short nasal bone as well. So he did have a short nasal bone that they couldn't really explain for any reason for me. You know, they just said this is what he has. And the last thing they found that they found a little bit weird was that he has a short femur bone. He is in the 15th percentile for his femur bone. And the cutoff for what they would consider to be high risk for Down syndrome is 10% and below. So he was right on the mark of 15%. However, my doctor assured me that she thinks that the femur bone thing could simply because I am short. I am very short, and she noticed that about me. She goes, you're very short, and you also have short legs. And so a short femur bone could definitely not be a marker for Down syndrome, but they can't say for sure. Plus, it was not actually at the percent of, you know, worry. It was just right around it. But I feel confident that's probably just because I'm short. Because if you guys don't see me, I'm really short, and I have very, very short legs. And usually when they have short femur bones, babies with Down syndrome, usually when they have short femur bones, they also have a short arm bone. I think it's called your humerus. They usually have a short arm bone, whereas baby J's arms came back in the average range. So with all that information, they definitely did not reassure me. Like, they definitely did not say you are completely in the clear. She made me feel a little bit confident that things are okay and that he does not have it, but we do not know for sure. And even right now, I can't tell you guys for sure, like, the answers, because we don't know the answers. So with that information, we had two options. I could either do an NIPT, which is the blood work that we talked about earlier, or I could do, and I don't think I know the word completely, amniocentesis, okay, basically, it's another type of blood work that they do, but it's not even blood work. They put a syringe through your belly, They put a needle through your belly, and they get fluid from baby J's amniotic sac. And with that, they can give you 100% accuracy of whether or not he has it. Now, I opted out for that one because that does not sound like fun, and I have heard some not great things about it. I just didn't feel comfortable doing that when the NIPT is 99% accurate for the specific Down syndrome that they said that he could potentially have. If we were worried about other things that the NIPT cannot do, then the other one would make sense. But for this specific type of Down syndrome that could potentially have, the NIPT covers that, and it should give us the answers we need, I think. So with that said, that is what I did after that appointment. And we are now just waiting on our results, and I don't know when I'll be getting them. I'm hoping sometime next week or this week. Who knows? When we know, we will tell you guys. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts down below. Those of you who've had this experience, maybe what happened. I'm just a little bit curious. I've been doing tons of research now because I'm trying to figure out, you know, if those things that they told me could mean anything more than they were saying, or if we're in the clear maybe. I don't know. Either way, I know that we love this baby and that he is everything to us already. So no matter what, we love him no matter what. Obviously, we just want to know answers so that we can better prepare ourselves for him. So obviously, we're just in the waiting game now, and so are you guys now. And yeah, that's all I really had to talk about for this bump date, I think. I think I covered everything I needed to cover. That's a lot to unpack, guys. Well, anyways, I think now it's just time to wait and see what happens. So make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button for us for support. Leave your guys' stuff down below for us. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Whew. Bye, guys.